Hey guys, this is Dave and welcome to this video on e-commerce conversion rates. In this video, we're going to be talking about Amazon conversion rates, what they are, how they work, and what you can do to improve them. Sounds pretty good, huh? Let's begin. Before anything else, we have to understand what Amazon conversion rates really are, or better yet, let's start with conversion rates in general. When we talk about conversion rate, it means the percentage of users who take desired action. For example, when it comes to email subscriptions, your desired action would be to have people sign up for your newsletter. If you're an Amazon seller, your desired action is for people to, surprise, surprise, buy your products. Put simply, Amazon conversion rates are a metric used to measure the number of page visits relative to the number of people who actually buy from you. In a way, Amazon conversion rates tell you how many of your page visits actually earn you money. But if you're getting the money from the sales anyway, then what's the point of knowing what your conversion rate is? The overall conversion rate on Amazon is not known, but overall, from our experience, typically it's around 10 to 15%. So if your conversion rate is significantly lower than 10 or 15%, Amazon's going to say, hey, this is a low performing SKU. We should rank it lower than this other one that has a conversion rate of 25%. Conversion rate is one of the most important ranking signals for Amazon. In fact, arguably, conversion rate is actually the most important thing when it comes to ranking your products on Amazon. So let's imagine a scenario where Anna and Ben are both selling beach balls. Anna's conversion rate for her beach balls is 2%, while Ben's is 10%. Amazon's going to say, well, hey, Ben's beach balls are selling way more than Anna's. A much higher percentage of people actually go and buy those beach balls. That means that number one, we, Amazon, are going to get more money from Ben's beach balls. And number two, Ben's beach balls are probably more relevant to that searcher. So therefore, Amazon's going to rank Ben's beach balls higher. Conversion rates also tell you when you have room for improvement on your listings. One of the rules of thumb that we use with Ecom Crew is that if you're below 10% as a conversion rate for your listings, you have big room for improvement. If you're between 10 and 20%, you're about average. And if you're above 20%, well, you're doing great. So anything below 20%, you have room for improvement. Above 20%, well, you can always improve, as your mom would say, but you're doing pretty good. So where exactly do you get your conversion rate data for your listings? Well, click on the business reports within Seller Central, and here you'll be brought to a dashboard of a bunch of reports. You want to go to the details, page sales, and traffic by parent item report. And on here, you can see something called unit session percentage. And this is your conversion rate per ASIN. All right, now let's look at how you can actually improve your conversion rate. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but I'll discuss the most important ones here. Let's start with keyword choice. Keywords are actually a very overlooked conversion factor for sellers. Let's say, for example, that you're selling wired keyboards, but you notice that Bluetooth keyboard is getting way more searches. So you take a chance and you start listing in your title, Bluetooth keyboard. But remember, your keyboard's wired. Well, a potential customer finds your listing and sees that it's really cheap and it says Bluetooth keyboard. So they go through to your listing and they get there and they realize, hey, shoot, this is not a Bluetooth keyboard. This is a wired keyboard. And what happens? That person doesn't buy, of course. Or worse, they buy and then they return the item and that just throws all your other metrics out of the door. Keyword choice in your titles is very important. You want to make sure that those keywords are actually relevant and the people who click through actually end up buying. The next important conversion rate factor is the number of reviews in your listing. If you've been a seller for some time now, or any time now really, you know how important reviews are. The general rule of thumb is once you get past 10 reviews, you're going to see a pretty big uptick in your conversion rate. And once you get past 100, you'll see another big uptick. Once you get to 1,000 and 10,000 and some other crazy numbers, it doesn't really matter as much. But just remember those two numbers, 10 and 100. Those are the big milestones that you want to achieve for your product. And of course, it goes without saying that the higher review rating that you have, the better your conversion rate is going to be. Below 4 stars is a conversion killer. Above 4.5 or 5 stars, that's great. 4 stars, normally it won't be a huge detriment to your listing, but at the same time, it's not going to win you any other sales that you wouldn't normally get either. Watch out for the number of reviews on your listing and what that review rating is. All right, the next important conversion rate factor, and that arguably this is actually the most important one. Well, maybe reviews are the most important, but this one's important as well, and that is photography and imagery in your listings. All right, when you use images in your listing, you need to have a few types of product image types. The first one, of course, is an image on a white background. This is your main gallery image. The next one you need to have is an infographic. And I'll give a couple examples in the description, but an infographic basically kind of highlights the main features of your product. The next product image type is a lifestyle photo. So you want to have a picture of somebody using your item. So if it's a beach ball, have a picture of that person at the beach. And the fourth and final type of product image that you want is a specifications image showing the critical specifications of your product. So if it's a 20-pound weight for somebody to work out with, then you want to kind of list, okay, it's 20 pounds and all the other different important specifications of that product. Now, of course, when it comes to images, more is better, but those are the 4 critical types that you want to use. While we're talking about product imagery, videos kind of fits in that line of thinking too, and video is very important for your listing, all right? Everyone can upload videos to their listings now, so you need to do it. I know videos are hard to do, but they're important for your conversion rate on Amazon, especially given the fact that a lot of listings don't have videos on them still. This gives you an opportunity to get ahead of that competition. All right, let's rapid fire some other conversion techniques that you can use to increase your conversion rate. The first one is different Amazon badges. So this is going to be the new bestseller badge, the Amazon Choices badge, and a multitude of other badges. Again, we'll link up in the comment section, or not the comment section, the description section, and show you some of the different badges that you're eligible for on Amazon. But these badges, especially the Amazon Choice badge, can be really important for your conversion rate. Now, how do you get the Amazon Choice badge? Typically, it just means that you need to be one of the best sellers in your category. Sometimes it's not by category, but by keyword. Just know that getting the Amazon Choice badge and some of these other badges is really important for your listing. Next, you know this, but you need to be FBA enabled. If you're not FBA enabled on your listing, it's very hard on Amazon to be competitive, and it is a conversion rate killer. Nobody wants to wait 7 days for their widget from you. They want it next day or 2 days, so you need to be FBA enabled. Next is pricing. It goes without saying that you need to be competitive on the price for your products. Now, there is some give and take here. You can actually probably afford to price your products a little bit more expensively than you think, but at the same time, you can't be twice the cost of your top competitor. You need to be competitive. So always keep an eye out on your competitors, see how they're priced, and adjust accordingly. You don't want to be the most expensive guy on the block. You also probably don't want to be the cheapest guy on the block. You need to be somewhere in between, so constantly monitor the pricing of your products relative to the competition. Finally, the last thing to consider is product quality, and improving the quality of your products is something that will drastically help improve the conversion rate of your items. You need to make better mousetraps. Now, how do you do that? Well, you just want to make your products different in some way and ideally better. Now, making a better mousetrap is sometimes hard. Sometimes just making a different mousetrap can be good enough. So just look at different ways that you can make your product different. Maybe you make it in a different size, maybe you make it in a different color, but make your product stand out from all the rest. And that's really going to help your conversion rate at the end of the day. All right, that wraps up this video on conversion rates. Hopefully with these tips, you can improve your conversion rate just a little bit, because a higher conversion rate means more sales for you. Thanks for watching, and happy selling.